slope behind the municipal building, clean up the trash in the area, Woolwich Veterans Monument, Route 1. They've got everything. There's a parking lot adjacent to Miller Road, and the North Station. That's everything.
What's the name of the company?
And the total
Four
is
Seasons?
Four Seasons, 52 Capitol Avenue, Lisbon Falls, Maine. They sent a list of equipment here. They've got tons of equipment.
Yeah, and I think we're here.
References
That
are
was gonna be my question.
Dave Richards, RSU1. They do mowing and trimming for them weekly. Ray B. Lewiston Housing, Guy Wadsworth, City of Auburn, and Edgewood Condos, mowing, trimming, that sort of thing. So those are the two bids. I would say that by far and away, Four Seasons is the bid. So, we want to make a motion?
Is it, is it on the agenda?
Or you want to wait and do it later in the...
I didn't put it under any new business. Do you wanna?
One more.
I did not put it under new business.
Yeah. I entertain a motion.
Can we vote until we go into session?
What's that?
We can't vote before we go into.
Let's bring
start the
the
meeting.
meeting to order.
This is for the mowing contract. We can do that. That has to be done in public.
Right, but doesn't it also has to be done in the selectmen's meeting?
Well, we started at 5.
We started immediately, the meeting is immediately after opening the bids.
Okay,
So we are in a meeting.
yep.
I move that we award it to Four Seasons
Okay?
Landscape Mowing Company.
Second.
Okay, those in favor? Okay. I would say that that's contingent on us checking a couple of references.
Okay.
All right? And one of them, Dave Richards, he's easy to get hold of.
Okay.
He's the custodian, head custodian for RSU1. Okay. Next order of business is the approval of the minutes of the previous meeting of April 17th, 24.
I move the minutes be approved as written.
Second?
Any corrections or additions? Seeing none, those in favor? Let's take a minute to sign them. Thank you, Kim. Selectmen's comments, Tom.
A couple things. I got in touch with Brian about sending us an invoice for the hazard mitigation plan, which I understand he has given to you, Kim.
Mm-hmm.
Did he give you the W-9 also?
Yes.
Okay. So that's all set, I guess. I was also contacted by, via Kim, she directed to my way, from the RSU. They're working on a climate action plan in the district, in the school district, and they wanted to know what we had done so far. They're asking all of the towns that are in the RSU about that. And so I said we haven't done anything yet, but we are looking at starting a climate action committee. And in fact, so Allison and I are going to meet again with the fellow that wanted to start the committee day after tomorrow. So I anticipate coming back to the next board meeting with a proposal to actually start the committee and start recruiting people, either for a new committee or for the to kind of rejuvenate the the Conservation Commission to do that. I'm not sure what the
Okay.
or we can, it could just be an ad hoc committee that we stand up to do this plan and then disband it.
Has the Conservation Committee even met in years here?
No.
No. And I don't know if we still have anybody on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check.
We have to figure that out. It should also dovetail in, I would think, with the Comprehensive Plan Committee. I think I mentioned it before, that outfit over in Dermot-Scotland will give us, we pay for so many hours of
Oh, right, of the,
usage for them to do, help with these, I can't remember the.
Is it through MCOG?
What's
Was
that?
it through Mid-Coast Council? No. MCOG? Was it part of
MCOG.
MCOG,
Or is it-
no, yeah, MCOG.
Yeah, MCOG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mid-Coast Council.
Council Governments, yeah, so.
In fact, they reached out to me, MCOG, a while ago, asking about the resilience grant we got, and so they're clearly
Yeah.
plugged into the
Well, we
community
get-
doing this kind of stuff.
We get a certain number because our county taxes pay
Right.
for our membership, we get a certain number of hours for them anyways, and then I think it's $60 an hour after that. But they will send people down that will attend meetings in the evening or whatever. But we ought to reach out to them.
Yeah, okay. And hopefully, I mean, I don't imagine working on such a plan would cost anything, because there are grants available to whatever extent we need expensive advice or something, guidance from environmentalists or from whoever. Like Rousick has a really great climate action plan that was professionally produced through a grant, and we might be able to do something similar. Okay, that's it.
Yeah,
I'll say.
Jason?
All right, so the letter that Allison, we worked on the joint letter with Dresden. Allison said it would be, their board signed it, and it will be back here late tomorrow, and she would like the board to sign it Friday morning if we could. If everybody can come in and sign it Friday morning sometime to get it, so she can get it out in the mail.
Friday morning will be difficult for me, I gotta be on the water, but if it's here Thursday night, I can.
Well,
come by Thursday night.
I think that's what it will be. I just don't know what time.
Yeah, if we get here Thursday afternoon or night, I'll make a trip down to sign
I did hear back from Ruth, and they have a meeting on the 12th, but later in the month, Alice and I will be meeting with Ruth about the whole funding. We kind of went over the timeline for this work out here and what we were going to do as far as going out to bid this summer and getting the septic replaced. And so I think we're all good. We've had a good conversation. They have some meeting on the 12th. And it's with all these grants and funding and all that, but she assured me that the next time around it wouldn't take so long to get reimbursed. And I don't know what this price tag for all this will be. I don't know if you have any ideas, but
what it was.
the septic replacement, and I mean, just as a general, I know the hydrant alone,
I haven't seen the plans of them.
the hydrant alone is gonna be upwards of $20,000 to do that. So I kind of said, well, I mean, it could be 100 or 120 or 80, I don't really know right off the top. But anyway, so stay tuned. I think that we want to go to bid though in July at some point and have the work done, started, and this is just a suggestion in late August and September because it wouldn't affect the park. You know, what I mean, the people.
Have we ever heard from?
We do. We have the design.
We have the design.
Yeah, we have design from Jerry. I don't know if he ever built
There's a
it.
grass growing too.
Yeah, right. So anyway, we got to get figured out here in the next month or so. The other thing is Kim got a bill on the furnace from Dead River. It was for $1,600 something dollars. I'm in conversations with him, right? I'm in conversations with him to see if we can get that reduced due to the multiple visits and the wrong parts and the right parts and no parts, and seems to be working obviously, but didn't know if the woman I spoke with was very agreeable to that, but obviously somebody else has to make that decision. So anything we can.
We're asking anyways.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, there was a lot of trips out here, and we didn't have heat for 6 weeks, and no hot water. And so I just feel like it was, I don't know, probably won't go anywhere, but we'll try.
Yeah.
And then, I think that's it.
I just had a couple of questions. Kim, do you know the phone number down on the dam this year? I know we
The
get.
fishway,
Yeah, this way.
I can get it.
Okay. Do you know what days of the week they're fishing?
I know they're gonna be doing tomorrow. They're gonna start running, catching tomorrow,
Yeah, I think they fish.
but I don't know the days exactly.
I think it's 4 days a week. I think it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I know they fish on Sunday this year, so I'm gonna guess that's it. I'll get a hold of Steve and find out. Okay. Other than that, I have no comment. Public comments, Debbie?
Yes, just in this venue, I just wanted to say that the Town of Woolwich Memorial Day service is Monday the 27th at 7 o'clock at the First Baptist Church on the Mill Road.
Okay.
And also there's a new display up in the case downstairs of woodworking tools and woodworking tools.
All right. Town administrator, Kim.
All right, so I got a call from Levi from ABL Roofing. They will start on the roof May 29th, which is a Wednesday. They should be done within 2 days. And they're probably gonna start, he's gonna show up on the 28th and probably start doing the staging on it that night so they can start at about 7:30 in the morning. I was telling Sean that, and Sean was asking when Del Reno was gonna start his project. Does anybody have any
Well, I don't think we,
idea when that's gonna happen?
I don't think we got that far yet.
We haven't
I
gotten that
I
far.
don't think that anything's happened any more than the budget number and the town meeting approval. And my quick thinking would be that we would get the roof done first
Yep,
and then get them out of the way and then proceed, I guess, right, David?
Yeah, I would think it'd be, yeah, it'd be counterproductive to have two different contractors working
Yeah.
here at the same time. They'd be tripping on each other, so
And obviously in
let's get
conjunction,
one done and then, the roof is the more important one,
yeah,
you know.
right, get the top done first, then we'll meet and get together with you.
okay. I have posted on the town Facebook and website that we are looking for part-time counter help, just to cover for sick time, vacation time, any other time that we might see we need extra help. So if anybody knows anybody that's retired,
Yep.
let me know. And local, that would be great.
It would be wonderful if we could find.
If we could just find somebody who,
Retired and had all the,
Yeah.
training to do car registration.
You know, and then it's a trainable job, so it's just something to work on the counter with motor vehicles and inland fisheries and, just help with day-to-day operations. I also had a conversation with a bank that I had met up with at a convention, and it's Northeast Bank, and I don't know if the board would be considering or entertaining the idea of switching from Bath Savings to Northeast Bank. They have a location in Brunswick. He sent me a proposal and some information of what they offer. I would like to check into it because I don't know what our rates are, the ICS rates are, or anything like that with Bath. But they do reimbursements on payroll on checks, which we currently have to pay out of pocket for those. So they'll reimburse us up to $750, which I think is great. They do free direct deposit for payroll, which Bath Savings makes us pay. They also will provide us a free check scanner, so we don't have to. We can scan the checks; they'll go automatically into the bank. I don't know if it's something that the board wants to get a proposal on and entertain, or
I
if
don't know,
it's,
we've been with Bath Savings for so long, and it's so easy whenever we want to finance a fire truck or anything else, we just call them up, tell them what we need, and it's done in no time.
Direct deposit would be nice for my
Is there any harm in going to Bath Savings and saying we have the possibility of this other option? You know?
yeah,
Well, I don't think there's any harm in getting a proposal for all these things.
okay,
And ask the question about bonding, when we bond,
Yeah.
when we take bonds out for municipal purchases, like what other town, I'm big on this, what other towns do you do? What have you done before? Get it all out there and then,
Yeah.
Then we can get the proposal and then always go to Bath Savings and say, look, this is what we've been with you for 100 years, but, can you come close to any of this,
And I think if we're really shopping for a better bank, we probably need to look further afield than just one.
The advantage of a place like Bath Savings is they haven't been swallowed up and they never will
Yeah, I
be
think-
swallowed up by another bank. And, when I, in my 40 years in business, I started out with one bank, I went to the same building the next week, it had a different name, 2 weeks after that, it would have a different name, and, everything changed, and, it was confusing, my checks were always 3 banks behind, and,
Don't we make daily bank runs to the Bath Savings now?
yeah, at least 2 or 3 times a week.
So we're gonna have to go all the way to Brunswick now?
No, because this, we would scan the checks and they would go automatically to
Okay.
the bank. The cash, sometimes we don't get that much cash, so.
The other suggestion would be is you have the resource to check with all the towns. Like, I'm always interested in that too, is that what is town of Scassi use? And what is,
Right.
I don't even know, we know private business, but we don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have to deposit cash on
Yeah.
occasion.
Yeah.
That would be a trip to Brunswick every time to make that deposit.
Well, that's not a huge.
It's not a-
Well, I do think there's a lot to be said for keeping our money in our community too. I mean,
All right,
that's a good reason.
look into it anyway, take the time.
I think I found it.
No, our church was at Bath Savings, it was costing us money. We went to a different bank, And Sharon and I are involved with it. And there's a whole different, Mass Savings is a great bank, but they're not for the average,
Yeah,
so.
they are
We was running nothing on a CD,
Yeah.
0, and it went automatically to 4.5%.
They're having a hard time keeping
Big
employees.
difference.
Yeah, they are kind of stuck in yesterday, there's no question about it.
Yeah.
All right,
Just
we'll
a thought.
look into it. Yeah.
I like the direct deposit.
I do too.
Danny, do you have
I
something
do
you want
too.
to say? Did you?
I'm just saying, I like the idea of direct deposit.
Direct deposit.
I get it too.
For,
I'm chasing you guys.
all our
and
EMS
cash your
people,
check.
people who live out of town having to come pick up their check each week, or
Yeah.
if they don't work every week, it would be a huge benefit and make people's lives easier to have direct deposit.
Anything else, Kim?
Nope, that was it.
Okay, thank you. Road Commissioner, Mr. Shaw, sir.
Any issues, Kim?
No?
Drainage, pretty much graded all the roads up, pretty good shape, all drivable. We have been picked up a lot of brush. Jason's had to load that up. And we're in pretty good shape. I don't think there's any issues.
What's the latest on 127, have you heard?
Other than what I was told the other day, I know I went down tonight, looked at it earlier, and it's paved, and Pratt's filling up the sides, and I don't know what the next step is, but they're hammering on the faucet, and that's what I went for, to see what and the traffic flow, we had to wait maybe 4 or 5 minutes while they loaded the truck. But they were extremely polite and nice, and hey, good as it gets. No sense to hold them people up. Once they get that done and get out of the way, they'll be beyond 128.
So you saw the middle road looked like it had been washed and there was cover.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it's.
I would say the big rollers are right there. So they're gonna do something.
So, I think it's tonight, I mean, we only know what we're told.
They're blasting on the middle road.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. We were told, we were told that today or tonight or tomorrow morning.
The other day when I was asked about seeing if they could start hammering on the faucet it should be paved by tonight, or last night, the culvert area. Whatever the next step is from there, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't expect it to be long. I think what they will do at least is give us 1 lane perhaps, and then
Well, yeah, because I think the deadline that was in the,
Split to 4.
Next-
the 4th, which would be what's
Next
Saturday?
Monday or something.
Saturday or something. Right? But remember, the job won't be completed necessarily. But then the DOT put a posting out about this job. I don't know if you guys all saw that on Facebook. They put their own posting about how it went, and they made it sound like they would be completed next week.
I think, my opinion would be, I think they've done remarkably well. To get the culvert in, get the water line in under the culvert, and do what they've done to get that area closed up. I think they've done remarkably well. I mean, I don't know the thing would be better than that.
Could the contractor doing the culvert put in the water line?
No, Pratt did the culvert and Range was doing the water line. But their coordination, and I understood somebody said that water line is very deep.
There was
18 feet below the pipe.
18 feet below the culvert, yeah.
So, I mean, pretty good. They did it,
Yeah.
I think, very quick.
Yeah. Oh,
So I don't really see, I don't have any complaints. I wouldn't expect people to have
good.
too much of an issue.
But it appears when they're done with that 500-foot piece, they will be well below
Yeah.
River Road. I mean, it appears,
They're
right?
gonna get out of Dodge here pretty soon, as soon as they make that connection, and we just gotta get, this is good weather and time here. You have that complaint?
No?
I'm so glad we're not talking
Uh,
about
I
it.
know, I know.
Still see.
And I called before with this, I talked to you, David, on that decision, right?
Yep.
And I talked to backwater, and I didn't talk to right and wrong, but I felt that it was a good idea to go ahead with what they're doing. And so far, it hasn't kicked us, so must be good.
Good.
Other than that, I have nothing.
Okay.
David, Jack, have you got any thinking yet on what we're gonna pave this year?
Yep. Thinking. Well, I'll tell you, those dollars are getting stretched harder and harder over time.
I'll bet.
You know, it used to be you could pave a mile, 20 feet wide, 2 inches, for $20,000. today, we can't go a mile with an inch for about 100,000. That's what's changed. Then if you shim, which we have to shim sometimes with red wax bed, that can easily escalate quickly, so it's difficult. But yeah, I got a few thoughts that I think we'll probably end up on. I'm gonna do some more thinking, measuring.
Okay.
Well, one big thing about that is, I'd like to do, perhaps different worse spots, but every time you move, you're about $2,500 to move the rigging. So I try to keep them as tied together as possible so they can travel on their own.
Yeah.
So I'll keep you posted.
Okay, thanks, Jack. Do we have anything from Chris?
No.
Okay. EMS Director, Dan.
Woolwich, we responded to 31 calls in April, another busy month. 28 patients, 24 transports. Multiple times we had both rescues out on the road with full crews and backup crews, so the team's doing really well getting out there. There was one time we had 4 calls within an hour. We had to call FAPS for mutual aid for that because we only have 2 ambulances. We also gave mutual aid to Wiscasset 3 times, twice to Dresden, once to Wiscasset. Transported those, so it was, we called MC1 6 times. We had some pretty heavy calls. And we're still waiting to receive the acceptance letter for the Maine EMS grant. I talked to the guy who's now in charge. I was in DC with Rob McGraw, who's in charge of Atlantic Partners, who's kind of the liaison with the state. And he said that they're just all sorts of messed up and behind on that. So they're slowly rolling it out. Training. Bill Longley is undergoing our EMS safety officer training, to be the liaison for the town safety board. And Zach Miller is taking a mental health resilience officer training course and designated infection control officer. So we have people in trainings to help fill roles. And we also have a townsperson who just last night finished his basic EMT class. He has to take his national registry test and he'll start riding standby with us. He'll be a standby person. And we have somebody else, another one who is supposed to be taking the class this summer at SMCC. So we have a couple more townspeople to help shore up nights and help take some shifts for us. The only other thing I have is the 50th annual EMS week is May 19th through 25th, and I'm been in contact with Principal Libby about us trying to go into the school and do something with the school. We're still trying to organize a free class for the public as well, either CPR or Stop the Bleed class here, just to get the word out and get more people trained, like the public trained, so that they can save lives before we get there. So, and that's it. Oh, I guess there is we did get Sean managed to get a used siren speaker. With shipping, it was under $50, so it still has to be put in, but to replace the broken one on Rescue 2. So that was a relief. Thank you, Sean, because I didn't want to know the price of a brand new siren. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. Sean?
36 fire calls month of April. Compressor, so they sent up me the bill for it. I have been in chat with them a few times. They're going to be reducing that bill. I had a hard time solving a bill for $2,000 when it's still not fixable or fixed. So they'll be reducing that. I'll let you know when I get that bill. Few residences on Jock's Cross asked me when the North Station is going to be painted, and then a couple people have also mentioned that they saw the trees and stuff that are around it, and they were just asking when that's going to be cleaned up. So
When are you going to get painted done?
we have so much training that we have to get accomplished.
Does the sheriff's department still have the, they used to bring...
I don't think so.
They
I don't.
used to bring
Yeah,
contacts for the lit.
Carl Fleck used to do that, but Carl retired. I don't think.
Because they painted out our office down here one time, did a great job.
Yeah.
Are we looking at just the boards that need?
I believe
We're
it's
not
just,
looking at a
it's
full
the
paint.
white, it's the white stuff that's sticking out, I guess.
I'm, David, I'm fairly confident that we probably could get Dale in the work that if we're gonna do the upgrade, you know, the siding repairs.
That's what I was
We're
mentioning.
only talking about, because
Just tie it in.
he put those in.
Right, right.
As far as the trees go, those are out back, the ones that are falling down.
Well, it's so the problem, and here's my concern is that it's so overgrown right now. Is
Yeah.
the fire danger? It's
Yeah.
so close to that building. So if one neighbor in there has a fire and that gets in that woods, Jesus, we're going to be hard pressed.
Don't you need to have chainsaw training?
We have everything. We've already got everything out planned for a year, so that's not on the plan.
How are you going to explain building your own fire station?
Yeah, right, how's that gonna look?
Right, right,
So
right.
I think that's an excellent time for the fire department to have chainsaw training. They can go up there,
Does
throw a
anybody-
few trees, cut them up, split them.
I think it's all. It looks like it's all cut already. It just needs to be
No,
hauled
so
off.
somebody's gonna remind me about the arrangement with the property there. In other words, I know there's an arrangement with that property,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm just trying,
We have a very small plot there. We have
Yeah.
to figure out what's actually our land
Just so we
and
don't
what's
get-
somebody else's land.
Right.
And if we ever give up
Station,
the
yeah.
building, it goes back to, we're just gonna go back to Jim Day, but he sold that house, so I would assume it would go back to the owners of that house.
Yeah.
yeah, we may have to just look,
I think-
just to be clear, so we look at the.
Yeah, well, and just tying into the property man, like I don't even think it's worth mowing until it's cleaned up because you can't get to half of it. There's literally a tree right beside the door, so
Yeah.
Are they all fallen?
yeah.
I know who that gentleman is, though. He got it through the conveyances every day, right? You might want to check with him and see, maybe he's got an avenue of helping trim that out. the wood there.
That's why I'm mentioning.
Well, no, he's quite resourceful.
Yeah.
Dave, was
I
it
thought
something
they
you
sold that house, so.
Huh?
I thought Jim Day sold.
Yeah, I don't, you know, that was what, 89 or something, I don't remember the year.
Yeah, but the guy that bought it lives down back there, right?
Right, but I don't know what the conditions are regarding the plot, you know, as far as the, obviously we can clean up trees and
Yeah.
do things like that, we just have to, All right,
Just something to think about anyway.
yeah, no, and then, go ahead.
When Dale's here and does our stuff, the gutter, it'd be nice to get the gutter stuff figured out outside. So have you look at the
Oh,
pavement?
Oh, yeah.
See what it's doing? So when it rained the other day, I noticed it.
Yeah.
It's running down, and it's not going through the pipe on the corner of the building.
Yeah.
So it's running down the hot top. Well, that's why those cracks, that pen will go into that crack.
Yeah.
That's how deep that is.
Yeah,
So eventually it's gonna start ripping up the pavement.
oh, yeah.
So I don't know, I don't just mention
Our
it.
biggest trouble with the drainage is
I thought the
because
I don't know where it goes.
We're gonna hook the pipe.
the roof guy's job is part of the deal.
Well, to hook it, but what I'm saying is when the water gets down to the drain, it's not all going in the drain, so it's just going down it's going down the ramp.
Right, it's broken on the
So
bottom.
it's just cracking.
Our trouble is we don't know where the drains go.
Yeah.
So
I
we-
probably want it to go
It's
down
probably
there.
connected to the floor drain.
Yeah.
Can we
I just don't want to see it do some,
We don't know where
damage
that
and more
goes
than.
either anymore.
Well, can we seal up the cracks in the
They're gonna keep happening though if it keeps dropping the water there.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we get, I mentioned this to Jason the other day, can we get a couple signs? I don't care how it's worded on the sign, but like fire and EMS parking only out here. Getting a lot of people that are parking on especially on the other side over by the Historical Society of excess vehicles.
Yes,
There was a
we
Tesla
talked-
there the
we
other-
talked about that earlier.
There was a Tesla there all day one day last week. Like I don't, I get,
There was a
especially,
little blue car sat there all day
Yeah.
the other day.
yeah,
Yeah, we.
I think it needs to say
We've already
more-
talked about that, we'll figure out what to put on the signs.
yeah.
I was thinking maybe if we just put up signs that said half-hour parking only, and you guys could just ignore them and.
Yeah,
You know.
it'd be nice if it says something about fire and EMS so that people would realize, oh, hey, this is a fire station.
If you park there and there's a fire,
There's
you're
some
gonna
way
be
we
locked
can
in for a
direct people
long time.
across the street.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't mind somebody leaving the car, we don't want them there, left there overnight, but if they
Right.
wanna park a car over there all day, I could care less.
Yeah.
And there, we have
Yeah.
a lot of cars that just park there.
Work up what you want the signs to say, and we'll.
Okay.
We gotta order them, so
Okay.
figure out the right thing to say.
Okay. So the Lonnie Road's going to be installing the fire danger sign that's on Route 1. We have the other side now. The state finally got me that side. So Lonnie's going to put that up next week or so. So we'll have both sides.
And you'll get that painting?
Huh? Yeah, well, so we're getting it both sides up, so then I'll figure out what we have, what's visible, and then
Okay.
Frank's all gonna paint it, so.
Anything the sign doesn't cover, paint.
Yeah.
White, right?
White, yeah,
Yeah.
match it. Yeah, match it. I had a question for Kim.
Mhm.
I'm kind of weeding out some inactive folks on the membership. Do you want to be notified for that to help? Does that make any difference for our workers' comp? Like if we knock down a couple people and they're not
If
active,
they're not getting paid, then no, it's not gonna matter at all.
so they'll get paid for 6 months of whatever they did, but then after that it won't.
No.
Right, it's
I mean,
basically-
if you want to give me the list, I can make them inactive.
Yeah,
That's not a
I
problem.
just didn't know if that helped us at all. I know.
Do you turn the list into regular insurance? Workers' comp's based on payroll, but do you turn it into regular insurance?
When I have to do the risk management audit, I have to have Sean and
Yeah. List
Danny
of-
give me a list of who's on the active fire.
Yeah, I
so-
just didn't know if that.
Yeah.
So obviously, if they're not active,
Right,
they're not going to be driving our.
Notify us that they're inactive.
Yeah.
And if you've eliminated them, notify us of that too.
Yeah. Okay.
That's probably important to anyway keep.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to give me the list, that's fine. I'll-
That way we don't look like we have 40-something
Right.
drivers and we only
Right.
have 18 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
The last, was it Friday? I kind of Ranger called me. I think it was Friday last week. They needed some help with the pipe. They had a little water tank on a trailer. They were trying to feed water in and get the air out of that pipeline between Phil Skillen's house and then up by the corner of the other hydrant. And they, like you said, it's 18 feet below grade. That little Honda pump they had just wouldn't touch it. So I went out with engine 3, gave them 1,000 gallons of water, and they ended up an hour or two later. They called me and said I guess they had let go somewhere. They had a leak. They had to fix it. So then they called me again that afternoon and said, "Hey, can you come back?" I'm like, "Okay, yeah." So Donnie went down within 4, gave him 1,500 gallons of water, and then they pressure tested it, and engine 4 held pressure, and it slowly leaked down somewhere. So they had another leak, but he said, "Oh yeah, we'll give you a donation." It gives $100. I mean, I'll take it, but I was kind of hoping that I'd see a little bit better taken care of than that. But
You
we do what?
give them $100.
give us a $100 donation.
They did for that?
That's it.
Don't go again.
Yeah, I don't plan on it.
No,
Well,
I don't
no,
plan
no,
on it.
no.
Right, and Sean did call me on
That's a
that.
slap in the head.
Sean called me on that, and I think what you need to do next time is iron that out. And I know, but you have to speak up and just say, "Look, we have to charge something," and
Yeah.
either that or send them a bill.
Yeah, well, I didn't know about talking
Why
to
don't you
guys.
send them a bill?
Well, that's what I was going to talk
The
to you about.
$100 was a tip. So send them a bill.
We can, yeah, in my opinion, is the town ought to send them a bill.
So can I do one? Do we pay the firefighters to do that?
No, I mean, it was me and then Donnie. So
No, but is that going down as station duties or paying?
No, I mean, it's just out of our officer pay.
But we used our trucks. all
Our
of
trucks, our fuel,
Yeah, right.
water
The,
district.
the water, I guess, is negligible because it's
Right,
not.
it's water district
Water
water.
It's water district water for water district things.
No, I know, but just time and money. I mean,
What
it's
do you think?
combined. It was 3 hours.
We used the water district water to test the water district pipe. We certainly wouldn't pay for
No,
the
no,
water. But,
no,
but,
right.
but I would think that if you called up the pool guy to come down here and deliver you 1,500 gallons of water, it'd be about $100.
Yeah, it was 3 hours combined between both trips. So I mean, 3 hours time for Donnie and I.
Well, what do you think? Send Bill $500? I mean,
Well,
nobody.
to me, I should.
Yeah, but wait a minute. So this
You don't do that.
right. This is a private. You understand why they did this, right? There's a section of pipe that's not connected to any water yet. So they have to fill it full of water, pressurize it, and test it before they can pay even the next
Fully
company.
connected.
Right, connected. So they obviously didn't have the ability to do that. So when you called me and said, I said, well, you're the chief. If you,
Yeah,
yeah. And I said to you, I said, I presume they would pay something to the town. And if you remember, I even said not to the association, but to the town, right?
Yeah.
Because it's town stuff.
Right.
And that was my quick thinking. So
And they assured me, "Oh yeah, we'll take care of it."
so they give you a $100 bill in the road,
They gave Glenn's got it. They gave Glenn a $100 check, I guess.
a check
Yeah.
made out to who?
I don't know. I haven't seen it, but he said, "Yeah, I give him $100."
I would send him a bill.
Yeah.
But if you didn't have that understanding, can you bill for something that you didn't? I mean,
Well, I think that happens in everything.
There's no harm in sending them a bill, telling them what it was worth.
Benefit the town in any way for that pipe
No.
to be filled with water, because it's a Bath Water District pipe, it's not a Woolwich pipe. So, I'd say send them a bill.
I mean-
Send them a bill for $500, see what they say.
You want me to send them a bill? You want the town to send the bill?
It was the deal you made with the.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. That's why I brought it
Yeah,
up.
send him a bill for $500.
Don't blame the select board.
He agreed
Don't be
the bill?
signing the bill on video.
The
Oh,
select
I don't
board-
care.
The select board made me do
I
this.
don't think any of us are on the, or
No,
getting greeting cards from them.
well, we had a very expensive truck tied up and a couple of people tied up for what? Couple
Yeah, 3 or 4
hours?
hours.
My opinion, for what it's worth, if they were for one, I would rather have been a good thank you rather than $100 bill. $100 is a slap in the face,
Yeah.
but a big thank you would have been one thing.
Well,
So in other words, all they classify that is worth is $100.
that's right.
Yeah.
You probably saved him thousands.
Right.
What do you charge an hour for wheeling?
Well, what you do, David, is you say, what do we owe you? And then you throw out the figure.
Well, we have,
But-
remember, the town has set rates for
Yeah.
us, the town could bill, so I think that each engine I can bill for $150 an hour for each.
Well, there's your justification. So figure out the bill according to what it's rated at.
Take the number of hours,
Yeah.
multiply it by $150, send them a bill.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll work.
To operate.
Plus the manpower.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll work it out. I'll make up the bill.
yeah.
No, if it was going the other way around, we'd get a bill from them.
Yeah.
It's a private company, isn't it?
Still waiting on MMA for the MMA safety grant that we applied for. They confirmed with me that they got it and everything, but I just haven't heard anything from them yet, so waiting on that. The National Volunteer Fire Council, we get approved for another pallet of free water, so I'm waiting on that to come in. As far as when they'll line up when they come do the county area deliveries. And next Wednesday night, we are hosting the county chiefs meeting up here. Wednesday night. And that's it.
What's going on with Safety Works? When are you gonna do that?
Safety Works. So we're getting places. I'm gonna have to ask for an extension on a few things, so we just haven't had time to finish everything up. But and then I gotta chat with Danny. We gotta talk about some policy stuff that we gotta finish writing for the building. And actually, it'll apply to the town office too, as far as the. I found it a little funny.
Emergency action plan.
Yeah. He said, well, you need to have it documented on what you do if there's an emergency in the building.
Call the fire department. Wait.
But it has to be,
Yeah.
call 911, that has
Well,
to
that
be.
also has to include where the pole fire alarms
Yeah.
are. And
Yeah,
things
so anyway,
like that.
we'll get that.
Because when that happens, I'm gonna stop and read a document that tells me what I need to
You
do.
should
Right.
study
Am
that ahead of
are
time.
we correct?
Every employee should know.
First.
I already told Kim earlier, AAA fire extinguishers are coming May 10th to do the building extinguisher. That was on the list. So we'll get that taken care of.
Didn't they
off
have
of
it, the ones in the basement now?
The
then?
whole,
Well,
yeah, the whole
okay.
building. I'll have to have somebody here for the North Station stuff, but we'll get that taken care of. So we're getting there. But the biggest thing right now is the paperwork stuff and the policies and all that other stuff. But
EMS works is now.
And deadline's May 15th? Is that?
yeah,
May
I'm
19th.
working on a list of stuff. We're not gonna get it. The biggest thing is like physicals and fit testing. I have to get the fit test machine from the county before we can fit test everybody. And I can't. It won't all happen in one day. So, but they know that. So, but anyway, yeah, we're getting there. So that's what I have.
That it?
Yeah.
All right. Anything on the old business, Kim?
No.
Okay, move on to the assessor's contract. We have 2 copies here to sign. One for us, one for the assessing agent. Motion to assign them?
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor? Okay. We'll have to have a witness. Kim, I think, can witness them for us.
Kim, do we need to touch base on that personal property thing, or is that all ironed itself out now? The reval personal
Oh,
property?
I don't know. I
I-
sent an email to Justin and I have heard crickets from him.
I mean, it seemed like.
It's very hard to
Yeah, he followed
communicate
up,
with.
yeah.
And Juanita had sent him an email, and I don't know if he's just talking to her. Hopefully Juanita will be at work tomorrow, and I can
It appeared that
discuss
was,
that with her.
right, that doesn't even need to take place till next year, right?
Right.
And that's what I read of that.
But I think the thing that threw him was I asked that since he had initially included it in the reval, what type of a discount savings would we
Right,
get
but, or do we stick with it?
for that?
Is
Yeah,
Is this,
if we
in-
could- yeah.
Is this individual that, we heard about the company, then we heard about the
Right,
individual, so.
which Juanita said that
seem to vouch for the individual,
Yeah,
right? Right,
yeah.
all right. All right, stay tuned, right?
Yeah, stay tuned.
Okay. Next thing is the certified racial declaration. And again, for those people that are watching this and were not at town meeting, we are down to 59%. In other words, what that means is if we have a house assessed for $100,000, it's probably selling for $159,000. So we're down to 59% of the value of a house. We can, by law, declare 65%, which is what we're doing. But that means that if you get open space, tree growth, homestead exemption, any of that, any state reimbursement, you're only gonna get 65% of it this year, okay? And that's why we need to do the reval. So, motion to sign, and I have to say, in the 30 years I've been doing this, and Dale, you've been doing it longer than me, this is the lowest certified ratio we've ever sent to the state. It's just gotten away from us. I mean, for 14 years, we stayed pretty close, and then all of a sudden it's gone. I mean, it's crazy. Tommy, you were telling about that 2-bedroom house that's on the market. We got it taxed, we got it assessed for $300,000. It's on the market for $1.2 million, and people are already bidding on it. So, it's just.
Yeah, and that's down 10, right, from last year?
This is down 10 from last year. If we had not already contracted to do a reval,
Yeah.
at this rate, at 59%, the state could force us to do a reval. They could, if we hadn't already contracted it, they could come in and they could pick the reval company, and we would just apply. We would pay the bill, but they would pick the company and get us done. So it's a good thing we signed up when we did.
Yeah.
So motion to sign this,
So moved.
Second.
okay, those in favor? Like we have any choice? There's 2 sheets here because we don't have enough line from the first one to sign it.
Where do we stand on the reval now?
They haven't started yet.
Aren't they supposed to?
And you haven't heard anything about what their schedule is?
Well,
Gonna
last I heard from Justin was that now that the snow is gone, they will start going door to door, and they're gonna start near the Dresden line. Hopefully, it would be sometime this week, but I emailed them and I haven't heard anything.
What's our town email? It's selectmanking@gmail.com, is that right?
Selectmen, yes.
Okay. 'Cause
They want the email address? Oh.
Yeah, you got your email address?
Yeah.
You have to put all your email addresses on there?
Really?
Um,
It's asking for every one of us to sign.
I think, is that the,
This is where we start, but there's only 3 lines here, so this is our additional signatures, okay? So
I know these are,
the first 3 of us will sign on there, and the second 2 will sign on the other one. And it does have to have an email address, so just use your town email address. Okay, do you have anything on
Yep,
other?
I received a catering liquor license request that needs to be signed by the board.
sorry, I just want to make sure I had it.
Where is Boone Cove Road?
That's over the 3 Parker.
Oh, that's what they call it now. It used to be the Narrows.
Well, it is, but there's another road.
Okay.
It's their, I'd say it's their venue.
Body of high school reunion.
Morse High School.
You going, David, or?
Me?
I
I had my 55th 2 years ago. So
didn't know
come
you were
on.
going to just crash it.
All right.
Yeah.
Application for a catering permit, and the legal name of the company is Jackass Annie. So,
I move that we approve this.
is there a second?
Second.
Okay.
What is it for?
And those in favor?
For
It's a high school reunion for Morse.
I will say, though, that in history, David, you guys know, it says 40th, right? No, 40th.
Is it 640? 640? Yeah.
They're probably the only ones that actually that follow through and do this. You know, if you remember they've had their Christmas parties or holiday parties or other things. They seem to be one of the only ones that ever
Okay.
stick to the.
Anything else under new business?
I didn't think to say, but congratulations to all for town meeting, because that was well done.
I thought it went very well, actually. You know, it dragged on a couple of times, but that's to be.
It dragged on because people had things that they thought were important to say. And
Yeah.
that's what town meetings are for.
Jennifer, did you have anything for us before we adjourn?
Well, it's gonna be maybe a 7% increase in the school budget if we're lucky. It's probably gonna be more like 8. They're pushing it up and up, but I'm outnumbered. I'm outnumbered. I'm not voiced. I'm not considered. My friends that are teachers are yelling and booing, hissing at me, and telling me I'm a horrible person. And I'm trying to keep balance, and I'm sure somebody will try to run for this position in the future because people really don't like that I'm asking to try to keep things in a little more of a balance. But it looks like it could be going higher. We found that it's at 7%. We don't even know what the teacher contract is going to be yet, but it will be bigger. It will be substantial. So it's going to be a lot of money, and I don't know if we can't really control anything.
On that note, I attended the public hearing for the county budget last night. Other than the Budget Advisory Committee, we had 2 citizens there. For the county, out of 36,000 people, 2 people showed up. The county commissioners put back all the raises that the Budget Committee said no to. We said only 1 new deputy. They decided to put 2. And the chairman of the commissioners, Charlie Crosby, made a comment that kind of boiled me. I didn't say anything about it because I was afraid of what I would say. He said that the county tax is really insignificant to the towns. Well, our overall municipal budget is $2.6 million. And the county tax this year, for the first time ever, our portion of the county tax is going to be over $1 million, okay? So that's roughly 50% of what our municipal budget is, added on to our municipal budget. I don't think that's an insignificant amount, but that's.
Steve August got up and, testified the increase, the additional increases that happened last time, were important and were justified, and it was critical to have that additional cost. And this again, it's a public comment, so we get comment and respond to any of it. So.
Well, I thought you did a great job at that meeting we attended the other morning, and I want to thank you for that. I mean,
Yes.
and I was glad that we got a chance to at least address the fact that the increases are significant to a town our size.
No one seems to understand that the RSU is not just Bath. Everybody says Bath can afford this, Bath we should do it, or Bath is like Brunswick, and I'm like, but you guys, we're not just one school district, we're this group, and this kindergarten teacher wrote me today, I can get a better job someplace else. I'm staying here as because I feel like it's important for these kids. And I'm like, okay, so you should do what's good for your family, ma'am. They're going to get a substantial raise. They're getting, they're going to get. We take care of our staff really well, but.
I want to thank you, Jenny, for serving on, doing what you do and representing Woolwich. I think it's a hard job. I know it's clear that you're not in any way against education or against anything like that at all. It's just you're trying to point out the balance of affordability and the ability to pay and the cost, you know what I mean? And you and I have had countless conversations about this. And it's difficult. It never goes backwards. It's not that things won't go up. This isn't about the increase. This is about how big of an increase.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what's, this is going to be a tough year for Woolwich. And once it's, it never goes backwards, right? So next year it works off of a different number. I don't think anybody wants
But 2 girls came to my door to sell a ticket to the spaghetti dinner so they could go to DC. We don't charge our taxpayers for that.
Right.
We don't charge our taxpayers and our parents hundreds and hundreds of dollars to send our kids to Chewonki. We did that as teachers ourselves. We took our kids camping, and it didn't cost the taxpayers a dime. We just figured out how to make it happen and not have a big expense. But Bath doesn't do things that way. And Bath doesn't consider they're going to raise all their own money. The one thing I'll tell you that's not getting cut in the budget, not one red cent, is athletics. They've cut everything else. They've done little cuts on everything else. They refuse to touch a dime out of our athletics program, and I'm like, okay, I'm just saying, you've cut everything else, but you won't touch this. And they won't cut anything more. They flatly said, absolutely not. We have to keep absolutely everything. So
Each district with the county gets one municipal representative and one at-large residential representative. But Bath, where it's so big, is cut into two different segments. So they get two municipal people and one person. So they get, out of the 9 people on the county budget committee, 3 of them are from Bath. The district we're in all the rural towns. We have the most number of towns in our district, but they're the smallest towns. And it's just tough. The thing that really aggravated me was that they kept saying that the administrators, all the administration staff over the county needed to be brought up because they were so far below the state average. But if you take Androscoggin and Cumberland County out of the average, we're at or above all the other small counties. You can't compare Saginaw County with 36,000 people to Cumberland County. You just can't. I mean, it's not, I mean, we don't have 100 and some people in our sheriff's department. We don't have 27 people in our finance department. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So.
And Woolwich doesn't get $2,333,000 back from the state and revenue sharing, which I'm trying to say that number as many times as I can. But I think, yeah, and the deal is the next vote, the budget, the school's going to say, the board's going to say, we want this much increase. And then it's going to go to the district, and the only people that show up for the district votes are the teachers that live in the district, and they'll vote it up again.
You have to remember that RSU1 was sold to us as a cost-saving measure.
Oh, you're darn right, by a lying, cheating guy named William Shuttleworth. But we're doing the best we can.
Thank
That's
you.
all we
Thank
can
you
do.
very much.
Thank you,
All
Tina.
right, I have one last thing. Everybody, I just received a text message from the Woolwich Road Commissioner that says that 127 is now open.
So nice.
And there's lights up, so I assume the lights are up, I assume.
So it's one lane.
I assume he just said that they left the boat ready now.
Good. Okay. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Thank